be giving their best out of their talent. So that's the why. Now, what we do is, I'll tell you, is basically we can trying to bring three elements in our anything we do. There are three things involved. First is our body, of course, because we do some actions. Right now, I'm talking to you, my hands are moving, my body is moving, I'm talking. But that's just what is visible. There are two other things which are not visible, and one is the brain, right? The second one, brain, is doing all the thinking process, what I have to speak, what I should not speak, how I should put the things together, synthesis. So these thoughts are usually focused on the thing that I'm doing if I'm mindful. But many times the person who's speaking, he or she is more or less mindful, but the person who's listening usually gets out tuned after some time. And it happens in the class, and it happens in any conversation. After a few minutes, the other person starts thinking about 10 more things. One of them could be, what do I have to speak? So to bring that back, so we have used some kind of techniques to bring the body, the brain, and the most important, the heart, in unison with each other. We want these three things to go together in whatever we are doing.
Yeah.
If they're not tuned together, if your thought is somewhere else and doing something other work, you will spoil that work. And if you, even your thoughts are there, your body is there, you have, and the heart is not there. Heart means the feelings. How you're feeling about it. Are you excited about it? Are you fully into this, or are you just doing it because you have to do it? So the feeling should be positive. The heart should be totally into this. So these three things, we put them together using some kind of techniques which are very short and sweet. And it can be done by anyone. For example, when I'm speaking and you're listening, or when I am a listener, what I do is I ask my listener to put their tongue on the top of your upper palate like this, and then close their mouth, of course. And while I'm talking, so it's like a camera. When I turn on the camera, the recording button, unless I press the recording button, the recording doesn't happen. So our eyes are watching everything. I use this analogy of the camera all the time, that our whole body is like a smartphone, and these are our cameras, and these are our speakers, and these are what we are listening from. And there's a CPU, and there's a heart, everything is there. The memory, of course, the big memory chip is there. So how do we turn on the recording button is by you doing this, the tip of the tongue to the palate, just like when we say t, starting T. So the before we complete the t, we just say T, so starting with the T. So leave it there. That's the sound. That's the how the position should be. So this is called mindful learning position, MLP. And something like that, we have just developed 3-4, not many, which you can use for learning. Anything you're listening to, you're watching something, you're listening to me, you should be using the MLP more often than your brain, your heart, and of course the body. Body is easy to maintain in the present moment, but the heart and brain, usually they go away, miles away sometimes. So this helps you do that and capture the things. And for the heart, there's something called mindful happiness position. So all we're doing, we just putting our hands onto the heart, if you can do that. And we being grateful to the heart. And even if something that we don't like, we just say to the heart, let's do it from the heart, because it's going to help me eventually. And this heart, mindful happiness position, as we call it, because the heart is happy at this time. Even in the worst situation, when you are fearful or you're just disliking something, if you put your hands right here and take some 3 deep breaths, eventually the happiness starts coming over, starts taking over you. And then your heart is, yes, let's do it. So all it has done is given you a connection to the heart. You say, I'm thankful to you. Please be with me in this work that I'm doing, whatever I'm listening or learning. So your heart is always waiting for you to call out, to be called out. And then your brain, your heart, they're all waiting for you. It's that you have to call them out, which we normally don't do. So it's as simple as that, what we do.